Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am making a video on stitching. Now let's start by giving a definition of stitching. Stitching is a row of stitches that we use to sew our clothes together. Now a lot of your clothing, if you can see the threading on there that join the clothes together, it's all thanks to the power of our little stitches that is pretty much locked in together to sew our clothing. I know that sounds pretty self-explanatory, right? Now, so today the part of stitching, one of the stitching that I will be working on is called stay stitching. Now, stay stitching is a technique that involves sewing a line of long stitches on a single layer of fabric to prevent stretching and distortion, right? So that's what I will be going over. Now, this is just a quick little, a shorter version of a stay stitching video. So it's just to show a little example of how many we do have several types of stitching. So this is just one of them that I'm going over today. So first, you want to make sure that you have your pattern. Once you have your clothing pattern down, you've cut out your fabrics together. You've cut out the pattern that you need for your fabric, not the pattern paper, the actual fabric. So once you get your piece of fabric cut out, so in my started sewing, I wasn't really sure how to go about putting this fabric together. So I did travel down to one of my family aunt's house. She was able to show me how to put this thing together, but it looks so difficult. I didn't even know how to start a machine, and it was quite frustrating. And I was thinking to myself, how long is this going to take me to ever get to learn this? So I went back home, sat on my machine, and I just started practicing. And the moral of the story is, whatever you are doing, don't stop. Keep going. Enjoy the process. And don't stop learning. And it's always possible. Okay, so don't look at it like, oh, I'm never going to get this. Take your time. Find different methods that works for you. And before you know it, you'll be a pro at it. Okay, so keep working, guys. I'm not really sure what I'm going with this design, but I hope I'll get a good design at the end of this. But I do need to get me some crayons, and I will be using a paper today just as a quick sample for you guys. So here we have a quick sample. So if you can see, this is the neck of my pattern. And along the neck of my pattern, I will take my tape measure. I'm just explaining to you guys how you need to go about this. So you want to measure about 1/4, or you can use 3/8, or you can even use 3 inches, depending on how deep you want your neckline to be. In this case, I have measured 0.5, which is 1/2 inch on my tape measure, okay? On my measuring tape. So you want to measure it down. You want to find 0.5 or whatever inches that you're using. You want to find that, measure it down. Okay, you want to put a marking on your pattern fabric, measure it down, 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, 0.5 across the neck of the neck. And it also can be along the neck, along the armhole, okay? Because you also can, depending on what you're making, you can also put a bias tape around the armhole just to close it up, depending on the style of dress you're making. Okay, you want to also measure all around. What you do for one, we do for the other. Okay. All right, so another step you want to take is to get a bias. So another thing you want to get is a bias tape. So for your bias tape, you want to make sure that that is also measured for 0.5 as well, or if it's 1 inch, you also want to make sure that is 1 inch as well. You want to measure 1 inch or 0.5 all the way down on the tape of the neck. Okay, and so when you have that measure, you want to have the bias tape going around like this. Okay, if it's not properly cut, your tape, it's not going to lay down properly when you turn it around or when you fold it over. So you want to make sure that it's properly cut and following the shape of either the neck or the armhole or wherever it is that you laid on. Now, in order to achieve this, if you do not have a bias tape available, in order to have a fabric cut out just like this, what you want to do is to cut out the same, take a fabric, cut it in a square shape, and then place it right over the area that you would like to cut. Measure it out down using this method that I explained earlier, then use it to cut out the tape that you need. Okay, same for the armhole. In this case is different, so in order for me to get the same shape for this, I have to cut out the same shape and using the same measurements to cut out what I need. I hope this helps to understand how to start with the stage stitching. Now, once you have the tape cut out, what you want to do is place it right over each other, and you want to go just at the tip. You want to sew it together. Okay, not too close, not too further apart. So you want to take it under your sewing machine, or you can even be using your hand stitching. Then you sew it, and you sew it and stitch it all together like this. Okay, and when you're done doing that, you turn it around. Once both of the fabric, once you have it all sewn together, then you flip it, you turn it around, and once you turn it around, the other fabric should be on the other side, and this will be right over. So by doing that, the inside of your dress will have a knit finishing without exposing the thread lines inside, and it will give it a more of a professional look inside as well. So this is just a short video of how to do stage stitching. If you have any questions, kindly put it in the comment section. Any comments are always appreciated. But again, thank you for watching. Until next time, stay fabulous. Thank you.